All right, on this episode of the LPDS, we get into a bunch of random topics with a very special guest. Plus, we have some current events we're going to touch on with that special guest and a Cage fact with that special guest. And it's all coming up right now. All right, jabronis, we're back. Welcome back to the Libretti Podcast Diary Show. I'm your host, Libretti. This is a show about nothing that finds the lessons and fun and humor and everything. We are in the LPDS Ranch living room, and as you can see behind me, it's not ready to go yet. Shocker. But we're here because of some technical difficulties with the tech that I have available to me since I'm packing up to drive up to the motherland in New Jersey and some other issues. But we have a very special guest. Everybody, I'm sure, will be excited to see this person. They talk about him all the time. Every time I put up an episode, there's always a comment or a text message about we gotta get this guy on. You need to have an episode with this fella. We never see him. He's never on the show ever. So you got to make it happen. Be a man of your word, a man of the people, and get this guest on. So I figured we'll get this guest on. And I did what I could to get him down here. And with that, we're very happy to welcome for the first time, and not last week, but for the first time this week, special guest, Hit It. Texas Styxx.
Texas. I should have had a hat. You don't have a hat for me?
I have. Damn it! I have.
Let's do it again.
I have JPL 3's Stetson cowboy hat that is 3 sizes too big for me. But he gave it to me. He's like, maybe you could get it resized.
Who's resizing hats?
Resizing cowboy hat.
Yeah. Is that even possible?
I'm sure there is. What they usually do is they'll probably put something inside the
stuff
hat.
it. Yeah,
they'll stuff it with
inside.
stuff. And I'm not getting a stuffed cowboy hat. I'm going to get my own cowboy hat. I don't even like the style of that particular hat. It's not my style.
What's your style?
It's a very simple design. I want a little bit more curvature of the brim. It's a plain color. I want a little bit more of a rugged look to it to make me actually look like a cowboy and not a guy who's just buying a cowboy hat to look like a cowboy.
You do realize that's exactly what you're going to be, though, right?
Yeah. Cowboys are also, I think there's like a height requirement.
I think there's only like 5 left.
Yeah, you can't have chest hair that sticks through your shirt.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, they're burly men.
They are pretty rugged.
Yeah, they're hot.
They're hunks there. Couple
of hunky men.
Yeah, hunky guys with their hunky holsters.
Yeah, big bulging holsters. I'm sure Bud's gonna love that one.
Huge, tight holsters. Swollen 6-shooters. Yeah, so Styxx came down to Texas to help prepare for our journey back up to the crazy town USA for the holidays. It's helping me out. We're going to enjoy a road trip. I don't know if we'll do any road trip recording if we remember. I mean, it is a long road to trip on. But you flew down here. You're not a flyer.
Don't like it. Don't like it at all. But I gotta say,
you heard the man.
United, they did a nice thing with the screens. I like how with the screen it had, because it wasn't just a map; it was an interactive map that showed. Because I'm an overthinker, so I like thinking of things in some kind of like measurement. Like if I'm running, if we're doing the race, it's like, oh, I only have, I'm more than 3/4 of the way there. Like I kind of like breaking things up.
You
so
segment it out.
Yeah. So seeing the like, this many miles traveled, this many miles left, I was able to kind of do this math and be like, all right, we're almost there.
It's mental gymnastics to quell your emotional uncertainty, if you will.
Yes. But it was a smooth flight. The first 20 minutes...
Face a little bit more this way so that people can enjoy and they can take it all in. No, you're good. You're not underneath the windowsill.
I'm going to take these off. The effect is done.
Yeah, you're not the highfalutin man.
I'm not Johnny
Dangerous.
Johnny Styxx Cash.
Yosemite Styxx.
Dude, man, I should have had the whole
Rudeness.
But not like a good one, like a Marty McFly in 3.
I have a couple of somewhere in my closet or in a box. I have some pearl snap shirts, but they would have been great because they would have been too tight on you. You would have had Dad's stupid hat on.
It would have been like a vest on.
Yeah, and I could have given you my gun.
Is it even a revolver? Do you have a revolver?
No, it's a 40,
it's an MP5
caliber. Yeah, it's an AR-15.
Real Wild West.
Yeah.
No, but this is my first time in your place. Nice. You can, gotta add some touches to it. You need a womanly touch in here.
I need a person to help me, get off my ass and move in. I'm boxes. I'm all boxes.
I thought you meant you need someone to move in with you. I'm like...
No. I'm all boxes. Everything. I have good stuff. I have paintings. I have pictures. I have mirrors.
You're going to have another painting coming down pretty soon.
I have a big painting en route.
You know where that's going?
I'm thinking about, if you can see the both back areas, I'm thinking about putting them both on each side.
I was going to say right over the fireplace.
With both of them?
No, for the bicentennial one.
See, the only reason why I don't want to put anything on there is because I'm trying to get rid of that stupid white tile.
Well, you can just take it down when they get rid of the tile, and then whatever else they put up, you just put it up there.
I'm not happy with that fireplace situation. It's basically for show, and it's not even a good look in my opinion.
It's very out of place.
It doesn't have what is a mount? Not a mount. Fireplace mantle.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have anything on the bottom.
It's
to
also
put fireplace accoutrement there.
There's wood. You have wood cabinets. There's some dark wood there. Dark wood in the kitchen. You have the faux wood floors. They should have been able to do something wood for the fireplace, but the fireplace is so modern and it just doesn't fit in the rest of the apartment or the rest of the house.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like that before, or if it was the cheapest option. The person who flipped this house before the previous owner, so this is 2 owners ago, he bought this house and the one across the street and did a quick flip on both of them. He was going for the cheapest aesthetics possible. Everything is cheaply done. The door jamb, the crown molding around the doors and on the ground, it's all cardboard fake wood.
Yeah.
So if it gets wet, because the doors aren't sealed appropriately because they were cheap, it sponges up. You can see in the bottom corner of that area that it sponged up the water, and I had to get that tended to. The shower in my bedroom looks awesome, but it leaks out the wazoo, out the door, because the glass doors don't come close enough together to create the seal, so all the water comes out.
And unlike Mom and Dad, I'm imagining you're not a man who's going to get all this stuff updated and fixed.
I am. I was trying to do it myself because I do like to do stuff myself. Yeah. I unclogged all my pipes, and cleaned out my...
Clean out your pipes?
Yeah, my pipes together myself. What is that stupid thing? Garbage disposal. Other stuff I like to do myself around the house.
Cleaning out a garbage disposal and then putting up new crown molding.
Crown molding is easy.
Is it?
It's simple. I just have to remove the wood and put new crap on there. I know it's going to take a while, and I had to do it slow and measure exactly to get all the things fitted appropriately, which would probably take me longer than hiring a guy to come do it. But that stuff I could do myself if I wanted to. The glass doors in the shower is a little tougher. I'm trying to find the rubber sealer or attachments to put on that fit appropriately, but there's not any that really fit this style of a door.
Mom, they had that trouble in the new basement shower.
Yeah.
For a while. I kept telling them about it. They eventually got it fixed. But
right, so I got to do that. But this is all stuff that's it's not affecting me in a negative way. It's not affecting the house. I'm going to put some coverings over these French doors so that it'll stop the water from bouncing into the doors.
Yeah, you have a lot of doors.
Yeah, big Tom with the doors.
Yeah, there's a lot of
doors.
it's like a Scooby-Doo. There's a lot of ways to like come in and out.
Yeah.
We come in through the garage.
I come in through the garage.
This is, I guess, technically the front door?
No, this is the front door over there.
Oh, so you got the front door there. This door.
Those are 2 side doors, French doors.
And then that door.
That's another, yeah. I think they added...
Okay, no, so you have 1,
3
2,
sets of French
3, 4. You have five ways to come into the house. Garage,
6.
there, and there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a sliding door in the master bedroom that goes to the backyard.
Why are you having so many ways in and out? What was this guy waiting for?
Well, the yard is a horseshoe.
Okay.
So if you want to go grill and there's only one door...
I would just put the grill by the door.
Yeah, but what if you want to go use the other side of the yard if you have a table and you want to bring food out to the table?
Why is the table on the other side of the horseshoe?
Because that area is too small for a table, a family-sized table. That side's big enough. That side is closer to the kitchen where you want to grill and set the food and stuff. And then the backyard is a completely different spot where you want to have a door to go to the backyard.
I got to see your backyard. What's the square footage here?
1,900?
Oh, and how much money was the whole house? You don't answer that. Yeah, you don't answer that. How much did you spend on this? Have you had anything
cheaper
done?
than New Jersey.
Oh, well, yeah. Have you had anything done?
The coverings on the sunroofs, or the skylights, it cools the room down about 10 or 15 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and I know it's not hot, but it's hot. Like, I'm warm here today.
Well, it's 72 degrees in the house right now.
Yeah, I'm more of like a 70, 69.
Yeah, if I do that, I'm working on the insulation in the attic. This doesn't have an attic in the portion of this
Doesn't it
part.
suck when you have central air, but like...
It's weak.
We had that when I was in Totowa, is that because of how old the house was and where the unit was, if it got above like 95, the central air like wouldn't really work. It would like overheat and like shut down.
Stinks. It hasn't overheated, and we've had 100+ days, all summer. But it's just not great. That's why I have a fan in here. I got a fan in my office.
Ceiling fans are nice.
I work shirtless pretty much exclusively.
Okay.
So
have you been to an office yet?
Not mine. Like, not our home base, but to like bases to go work with clients and stuff.
Where's the home base?
Florida.
Yes.
But yeah, there's stuff I want to do, but it takes a while. Like the coverings on the door, whether it's awnings or what, it's going to take my contractor to come out and look at it and then schedule time to come. And I haven't been home at all with enough timeline to do that at all this year between National Guard and other stuff. The insulation, I want to put more insulation in the attic and then put more wood on top of that so I can store stuff, and there's more insulation around the house to make up for the fact that the air conditioning stinks.
You need a guy?
No, I got a good guy.
Good guy?
Yeah.
Is he a cowboy?
He could be a cowboy, but more of like an El Paso cowboy.
I think I get what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Like the El Paso, like the chip dip.
Yeah.
It's sauce.
Yeah, he's, what do they call him? Not a honchito, but he's a prior Marine, so he's down with the veterans.
Isn't caballero? Doesn't that mean cowboy?
3 caballeros.
I think doesn't that mean cowboy?
I don't know. Yeah, he could be a caballero. I eventually want to get the roof updated. I'm waiting for my buddy. He lives up in Dallas and he owns a roofing company. He said he's expanding down in Houston, but Beef, if you're listening to this, I need a roof. I want a roof soon.
Oh, we got to do a collab episode with Beef and Styxx.
With Beef and Styxx and the creature.
He's just like, he's in the fireplace.
That's why I don't have a cover. So in case he wants to come hang out.
He comes down there like Kramer.
Yeah, he's got a remote control. He's got an Xbox controller, so we can hit the sticks.
I don't think I've ever actually met Creature.
Not yet.
Where are we going tonight? Texas Roadhouse?
No.
Here's the thing.
Although there's probably a couple of local Texas Roadhouses around
There's a few chains that even if I was in another city with like a great food scene, if I was there long enough and it was like one night we just wanted something easy, that is one of the few chains I would be like, yeah, I'll go to Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse still is in like the top 25 of some of the articles and reviews of steak places in Houston, because they get the deals on, because they can
the meat
work
here.
the better deals on the meat.
Yeah, but like also the meat here, like the Texas Roadhouse in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, ain't getting the same kind of meat as the Texas Roadhouse in Houston.
No, but they're getting
getting
still
better than
steak
Chili's.
than some other places, because they can work those deals and spend the money on that.
What was the Mexican restaurant when we were kids? No.
Chevy's?
So it's like Chevy's. That was Chevy's or Chevy's?
CHE.
Yeah. So is it Chevy like the car, or is it Chevy like the Chase?
Chase? I think it's like the Chase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we ever go to it?
I've been to one before.
I know there was the one on
Palisades Mall.
I know there was the one on Route 10.
Yeah,
that's
I never
now
went to that one. I only went to Chevy's once in the Palisades Mall.
Yeah, now it's a Zinburger, or it was a Zinburger. Now it's a Tommy's Tap-In Tavern.
Yeah.
But dude, I was always a fan of Chili's. Chili's was a good one too.
There's a Chevy Chase, Maryland.
No, I said Chili's.
Oh. That's the name of the town, though.
Yeah, no, I always, isn't that, he must have been named for like.
There's a Revolutionary era guy named Chevy Chase who did stuff. I don't know what he did. I'm not going to pretend he was a great man in case he was not. Like, I don't exactly
Well, this
know.
Chevy Chase isn't a great guy either.
Don't forget, D.C. is technically south of the Mason-Dixon line, so
Yeah,
who knows what happened down there.
This Chevy Chase wasn't a good guy either. He was a dickhead. That's why he left Community, and he left SNL after like 1 year.
Look, that's what they said, but until I meet the guy who created some of the greatest vacation movies of all time.
The only vacation,
the greatest getaway movies of all time.
the greatest family vacation movies ever made.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Chili's. They have any place that has a unique chicken finger. Like Chili's and Texas Roadhouse have a unique style finger.
What's Chili's?
Chili's is very similar to the Texas Roadhouse one, where it's like, so most fingers.
It's not like a flat tender, you're saying?
Yeah, most fingers are like almost like that triangular shape with the same kind of breadcrumb. These are like thinner with a different kind of breadcrumb on them, and they have a nice crunch to it. And I don't know, they're way better. They're way better. They almost feel lighter. It feels like a lighter finger.
Yeah, it could be the batter they're using.
Different
Maybe
batters.
they're battering and not buying pre-battered.
Yeah. Well, listen, I would imagine any place that has typical fingers, they're getting them frozen.
Tendies?
Yeah, they're getting them frozen. Is there a difference between fingers and tenders?
No.
That was a legit question. I didn't know.
I don't think so. As far as the restaurant world is concerned, there doesn't seem to be, because you can look at a menu that says chicken fingers and you get one thing, and then you go to another restaurant, they say we got chicken tenders, and you get the same thing as you got from the fingies over at the other place.
Have you been to? I don't know. It might be a southern thing. They just opened up one in New York, and like all the young people at work were going crazy.
Popeyes?
No, Raising Cane's.
Oh, I have not been to a Raising Cane's yet, but they're big time. There's one down the street.
There's a Raising Cane's down the street?
Yeah. From here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we check it out?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'll split like a 2-piece. I just want to try it because I've heard.
I want to try it too.
I've heard. First of all, these women are getting after it.
These fighters?
Yeah. We're watching fights.
Well, yeah. These fighters? Oh, they're scissoring.
I was just going to say, oh, they're scissoring. Yeah. Scissor me timbers. Oh, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
What were your? So we talked about favorite last week. We talked about favorite like memory places, like a sports game. What were like favorite restaurants as a kid? We mentioned one on the way when we were driving from the airport. I'll see if you remember what it was. But that's a favorite in my mind.
Like fast food type?
Just favorite places we would go to that we regulated as kids.
We were regulars at?
Yeah, that made us regular.
Them? We'll talk about that in the junction.
Oh, that's a junction topic?
Yeah, we do have some administrivia.
Administrivia?
Yeah. I have to mention this stuff because we would be doing our grandfather JPL2 a disservice if we didn't call out the malarkey that's been going on in the United States Postal Service since he retired.
I don't even want to talk about it. I checked again today; it's still not there.
Well, that is.
Wait, is there more? Is there a different?
I wasn't going to talk about your check situation.
What is the malarkey?
The numbers are out. So
numbers are out.
The government did their federal annual audit again this time of year, and the Pentagon has upwards of $3+ trillion of spent money from this year that's unaccounted for. That they don't have a paper trail for.
$3 trillion sounds like it would be their whole budget. Like it sounds like a yearly budget of the Pentagon.
I think their budget is like $4 trillion. It's like it was like I think it is closer to $4 trillion, but like over 50% was unaccounted for monies. So almost $3 trillion of unaccounted for money again this year. But with
these are your people, man. I don't ever work for them.
They audited it's just a joke. These people are so incompetent. And the post office, they operate at a loss. Okay? And they must have, I don't know if they talked to the Postmaster General for comment or whatever, but when they in the article that I got from the Bradley Blotter, he's a fan and a brother in arms, and he sends me news updates sometimes. They said that our goal was to break even this year, and we fell a little short.
How much is a little short?
It's a post office, so it's one organization of the federal government. So maybe take a guess.
I have to think.
They operate at a loss, and they fell just short of their goal to break even.
I would say. So wait, what number are you asking me for the amount that they were short?
They were down, yeah.
I would say they were down $300 million.
That would have been what I would consider to be a little short in the grand scale of a government agency, like a big-time government organization.
How many billions?
Actually, I really need to confirm this because my eyes deceive me. Hold on, stand by, folks.
You gotta hydrate.
Yep, I'm right. $6.5 billion.
That's all the post office. That's the whole post office.
That is what they lost in 1 year alone.
See, I'm going to tell you why I'm surprised by that. Because, as you know, and as many of your fans know, I'm big time now at my job. Big time guy. But I sit in a lot of...
big time meetings.
Yeah, like operational meetings. So, like, I know, like, what our warehouse is doing, percentage of packages, how many units we send out each month, all that. And we actually upped our agreement with USPS, and they have become cheaper and have a higher reliability than UPS has in the past year. They have it was like a 98.2% on-time reliability with USPS, and it was like 96.9.
Well, that's probably because they're not doing nearly as much business as
we're doing more business with them. We're doing more with USPS.
But them overall, not just with you, but them overall. I think they tried to blame the fact that like there was a giant decrease in companies sending out marketing mailers, like mailer ads or whatever. They've been going away from the paper route for that. And some other factors they were trying to blame, but they brought in $78.2 billion and spent over $80 billion in the year.
I don't understand with any company,
and that's not a company this is not a private company that is spending a lot up front because they know they're going to grow. Like they're giving people for like a DraftKings situation where they're spending money on sponsors and people, famous celebrities,
or marketing material. They're not building up a base.
That they're going to get people in, and they're eventually going to get their money back in a couple of years. This is the post office.
I never understand. Like, I don't understand how government works that well.
They don't work that well.
But no, like I don't understand it well. Because in my mind, it's like at some point, like where's the money coming from? It's like, all right, here's our budget right now. We have $100 million to spend this year, and then when that's gone, I've just made up that number. When that's gone, it's like, how are they still spending money? They have none left. They didn't even break even. Where it's like, oh, we've replenished our coffers. We can spend this much next year. It's, I don't know,
because it's a government agency, so
they just
the money never goes away. They just print more money.
Dude, this also, between that, what you said, what we're doing in Ukraine, Israel, what you just said about...
It's all unaccounted for money.
No, but not even it's unaccounted for money. How much money the U.S. has is...
They're making it. It's not real money.
I mean, it spends.
It's not tangible, real money. Like, I will give you a quick example on the military side of the house, and this is basically what happens in the government. You get a number for your budget for the year. And it's not tied to anything. It's not tied to cash, like paper cash. It's not tied to gold, nothing. It's just a number. Like, this is the number you have. And if you spend all that, like as you spend it or obligate it out, the account you go to pay for the stuff is a government account. So whatever. So whether they're printing the money and putting it in there or whatever, it's all, we don't see any cash. At the end of the year, if you don't spend all that money, like there's no money that goes like, okay, well, we're going to take this money that you didn't spend and put it back in the pot for next year. That number, whatever it is, let's say it's 100 left, I have 100 hours left, they just delete it. Now it's gone. So it's like, well, why don't you just add it to the budget? Because they're like, because it's not real. It's not real. It's all monopoly money. It's all a scam. And this is, I get so like angry about this. One, because there's so many people out there that are like, oh yeah, we want the government to run our health care and this and that. It's like, they can't run a simple system of one guy picks up an envelope from here and drops it off over here. They can't run the post office. You want them to run our medical health and wellness? Get the hell out of here.
7 months I've been waiting.
Yeah, that too. The IRS crap. Well, you're not middle class enough trying to better yourself for them to take you down, and you're not super rich, so they're not going to come out like they're. If you come out and say something that's like pro whatever political propaganda that they're siding with right now, then they'll probably get you your money.
No, Dad just sent letters to he sent letters to people, and he sent letters to people, and then like I think he also said that he was sending copies, I think, to like 3 senators in Congress, like people that
it's out of control. It is less.
The amount of money they've spent trying to get it to me has to be close to what it is.
Maybe, but that money in the grand scheme of things is like, imagine you have to buy like one thread for a shirt to make a shirt. That's how much it is for them. It's nothing, and they can't figure out a way to get it out. But if you owe that money to them,
that's what I said, and that's
burn your house down to get $50.
That's what I told the lady on the phone multiple times. Is I'm like, just so you know, to you guys, like this is nothing. If I owed you guys this money, you would repossess my house. Like you would come to my door and come and get me. So that's why I'm never a fan of when anyone loses their job. But when they fired like 50,000 new employees of the IRS, I was like, good riddance, because you guys suck.
Well, they hired 80,000 for no reason, and we're trying to arm them.
Yeah,
like why do
they suck.
Weapons? Yeah. The second thing that gets me so fired up is because JPL2 worked every day for 30 years. He is the only one in the history of the post office who actually followed that damn slogan on the building. Through rain and sleet
and snow
and garbage and angry women and dogs, JPL2 will be there to deliver your mail.
Yeah, he was he would.
He was keeping warm with a little, on his in his coffee.
His giant coffee travel mug.
But he was picking up people's shift if it was raining out, and the young the young weak beta bitch boys called in sick, he would take their mail and he walked the city streets like an animal.
Well,
he did it for 30 years.
It was Queens. It was Flushing.
Yeah, and he did it. No sick days. He took no sick days.
I think
didn't he end
up getting like
he got a gold watch and a
how you doing
and a nice kick in the ass out the door.
No, but didn't he end up like because of all his acute sick and vacation time? Didn't he get like basically a year off? Like his last year, he like got paid salary essentially.
He didn't take those sick days.
Yeah, but so like they give it to you at the end.
They probably were like, we need this money. Without you, we're going to be spending out our asses and not being able to...
Listen, we can give you all the money for these sick days, or we can give you a 15-minute shopping spree at this junkyard.
Yeah.
And they give them like a cat. You remember when they used to do that at Toys R Us? They like people get 15 minutes to like...
what was the shopping...
I can't remember what the show was called. Shopping?
Oh my God, somebody
shoot me.
Dom Delapino needs to...
He'll comment, yeah.
When he's off his union
yeah, when he's on his union break.
Yeah. I did get a call from the union leader.
Oh, yeah?
What
do you have to say?
He wants in on the Rocky Run next year.
What the hell? Stop. No more. I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm doing it.
So I'll come and support you guys. I'll do the 5K. I'll do the 5K fast. I'll sprint the 5K.
No, you won't.
All right, I'm not doing it.
You won't. I heard you breathing when we were doing the 5K.
No, dude, come on. Admit I was fine during the 5K.
For you, I guess.
I was all right.
Maybe.
Oh, is this? Oh, it's
Filipino?
It's S&P. Texting me.
Oh, he's texting. No, it's not a phone call. You're busy.
No, he just wanted to let me. He wanted to let me know that the baby had a little cake today.
I thought you were trying to call. I was like, no, we're not.
He wanted to let me know the baby had a little cake today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he likes to tell me.
His baby is like 6 years old.
Yeah, he's like 75.
He's a big kid. Good for S&P. But yeah, Dom DeLapio was considering.
Is Dom DeLapio? Is he like a big guy? I imagine him being like all the guys we just saw in that documentary.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. He's not. He doesn't look like Paulie from Godfather.
He doesn't look like Clemenza.
Yeah, Clemenza. That's what I was thinking of. Clemenza. Yeah, he doesn't look like that. No, he's not. I don't want to say he's fit like six pack, but he's not a fat guy. He's like
a bulky guy, like a strong bulky guy.
He's not even bulky. He's not a big guy. He's just a regular sized guy. He's just taller than me. Which is not saying much. Like there's only two people shorter than me,
and one of them's dead.
Corey Davis, the Gotham's first son, and Public Enemy #1 of the LPDS, and that little shit-stained weasel, Matt Steele.
Matt Steele did the Rocky Run. That must have taken him so many more steps.
Everybody loves Matt Steele, who is not friends with Matt Steele. JPL3 loves him.
Dude,
I talked to the Bone Crusher. I told Bone Crusher during that race a couple years ago, I was like, look, watch this. When my dad sees Steele, all he's going to do is talk to Steele. That's all he's going to do. And he's like, why? I was like, I don't know. And he sees him. We're walking to get food after the race, and there's JPL in the back with the weasel, and the Bone Crusher's like, he's like, dude, he hasn't stopped talking to him. He's like, what's his deal? I was like, I don't know. I don't get it. Why do people like this kid?
Dude, I'm not trying to make fun of Matt Steele, because Matt Steele's truly an inspirational figure.
That's what it is. Dad sees this tiny guy. He's a workhorse. He's a Rudy story.
Yeah.
And he's always working for the common man to
I hate when Dad compares to Rudy, because he's like a Rudy. I'm like, Dad, Rudy sucked.
Rudy sucked and he was offside.
Yeah. And I think he got arrested for like tax evasion.
Yeah.
Damn IRS. That's what all the money's coming from. But I imagine when Matt Steele like running, when like Fred Flintstone's going to bowl, and you hear like
Matt Steele's sprint. Yeah.
He has like these really like short steps.
Yeah, and it's just like this. It's like
dude, why he walks like such an Italian guy?
He's He's muscular Danny DeVito.
He's Danny DeVito and twins. If they weren't twins, they just combined into one embryo.
Right. If Danny DeVito was as big as like Arnold's muscular proportions were,
but still Danny DeVito size, in size and in personality.
Yeah, Steele is muscular DeVito.
Muscular
DeVito.
Danny Deltoid.
Danny the Deltoid.
Oh, did she win?
Yellow won.
Oh, Rebus won? She was getting her ass kicked the whole time. I missed it. Damn it, Matt Steele.
I told you, the weasel.
He's not even here, and he's driving me crazy.
I told you. He's not as good as everyone thinks he is.
Where's he living these days? Or you don't have to say publicly.
He's moving back to Philly.
He's from Philly?
No. He's moving back to that area. His wife is a gym coach, a gymnastics coach at a college there.
Oh.
And he's getting out of active duty and joining the National Guard. Excuse me, I think he got a job with an airline. He's starting that up soon, and he's moving back from.
Because if he was from Philly, I'd be like.
He's not from Philly. He's from Virginia.
But if he was, I'd be like.
He was. Yes. He was like born in a Florida hospital, and then his family moved to the Virginia area because his dad got stationed up there, and he stayed there in Virginia area, and he grew up there. But he's a Florida Gators fan because he's from Florida. He sucks. Weasel sucks. I love him to death, but he sucks.
Dude, do any of your entourage
have real names?
Any of them is like, oh no, he's just like a fine guy. Like, listen? Besides S&P, I realize I don't have a deep bench either. I realize that.
Who you're working with. But if you want to go toe to toe with our team,
oh no, they would beat the shit out of my guys, except for Tall Ryan. I don't think anyone could take Tall Ryan.
I think you're underestimating the secret power that Bonji has.
No, Bonji would be my only guess because he has a similar stat. But could you imagine Tall Ryan
At the very least, Bonji would be able to keep him distracted enough for me and Weasel to chop him down at the legs.
Distracted with this big.
And then Dangerous Davis to be sitting there on the sideline.
With a slingshot.
Yeah.
Some coward weapon.
He'd be taking a selfie and be like, in the middle of a fight, bros, getting after it. And he'll put his fist up like, see how tough I am? And then Wet Cat will be taking a picture of Dangerous David's doing nothing and be like, see, he does nothing. Like, this is, you see that tweet he just put out? This is what he's really doing.
Matt Steele is like the little dog, like, oh, let me at him.
Yeah.
I'll get him.
He'll fire off a shit talk and then he'll run away.
But do you have an SMP? Like, do you have a guy like that? Like, just a stand-up, true blue American guy? Didn't think so.
What?
It's just classy. A guy that you're like, oh, he's classy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to war.
That doesn't mean they're classy. You've been to war, look at you. I mean, I love all the guys. Who have I actually met? I met Bonj, obviously. Obviously, Bud won't leave me alone. He's been following me around for years. Following me around the country for years. I met Matt Steele when we did the race. I don't think I ever met Creature. I don't think I ever met Wet Cat. Obviously, I know Terrence.
Terrence is a pretty stand-up guy.
I think Terrence would be your S&P. He's real character. He's got character.
Yeah. He's a top-tier guy.
I would put him easily as a top 3 guy.
Yeah, he's up there with the fellas.
Up there with the best of them.
Yeah, all-time fellas.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, the post office sucks. JBL 2 left right at the best time, and we'll step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
Today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by the Rigatoni Club by Anthony Rigatoni. Are you looking for a highfalutin spot to get your macaroni fix, but don't want to pay the lavish membership prices of those other spaghetti societies? Then sign up for the Rigatoni Club today and enjoy all the specialty dishes you want. From the Gotti Manicotti to the Sammy the Bolognese to the Penne Piscadillo, the Rigatoni Club has it all. So head on down to the Rigatoni Club now on the corner of 29th and Parmesan Ave, and if you use the secret password, Forget About It Fusilli, you'll get 29% off your first month's membership. It's actually near
the Ragu Club.
Yeah.
Well, because that's your night. You go
for a nice meal.
You go for a nice pasta
and then you
meal.
go for a nightcap.
With a little ragu.
Yeah, a little too much ragu.
A little stomach,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, all right, the Cage fact: the movie Dream Scenario is coming out. All theaters December 1st.
Are we going?
I'm going. You can if you want.
Well, we'll be up, so
Yeah.
we can do it. We'll go to the Cinemark where they have the nice chairs.
Most theaters do these days.
All right.
But
Why you gotta do that? Why do you gotta be that?
Yeah. Did you see Guy Fieri, the mayor? The mayor is in
Dude,
town.
we can't talk about him. I'm gonna meet him.
So?
I'm gonna interview him for the show.
So why can't we talk about him?
I don't want any.
He's the mayor.
I don't want any insults. I don't want any beef.
You want to
I don't want any beef sticks.
Yeah, I don't want any beef steaks. That's not given to me by the mayor of Flavortown. Yeah.
All right, go on.
So that movie's coming out, and the director and the writers were doing some interviews and stuff, and they were saying how in the movie, Nic Cage's character was making up a word to go along. It was sort of like a punny thing that he was making up in a particular scene. He was talking about insects and their smartness and stuff, and they came up with this word ant-telligence. It was like a funny, because his character is supposed to be like
a weird, like a goofy
loser who thinks that's funny, like ant-telligence, ha ha ha. And it was an unintentional sort of callback to the movie Mean Girls, where they made up the word fetch. That's so fetch.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that Tim Meadows is in Dream Scenario, and he's
he was,
also the
Mean
principal
Girls.
in Mean Girls, and that's how they kind of shared a laugh about that's the relation now to another cult classic, Mean Girls.
Yeah. I can't watch Mean Girls ever again.
Why?
My ex introduced me to it, so it's I only know it in that from her. I never watched it before. She was really into it, so we watched it together. Then I one time wore a pink T-shirt, and she's like, "Oh, well, pink's Wednesday is pink or something
Wednesday we were pink.
Yeah, Wednesday we were pink." So my whole knowledge of that movie is with
So why are you giving a person who's not in your life?
Because she broke my heart.
All this power over your life.
Because I also don't really care about Mean Girls. It was good. I enjoyed it. Next time I get another,
if it's on TV, you made it sound like
I don't
we
have.
have to turn this.
I don't have TV.
We have to put a veil over the television.
I don't have it. I don't have TV.
You have TV.
I don't have cable.
Yeah.
I'm never flipping through channels and Mean Girls is on.
Yeah, but not maybe at a friend's house.
Although I do, there is a because I'm missing a whole genre of movies that I normally would have watched when you're flipping through and it just happens to be on USA or TNT. If I see those on Netflix, I'm never watching those movies now. But
because you don't know about them.
No.
You don't know because.
No, for example, any Fast and the Furious movie, that was a Saturday afternoon. I'm flipping through and it happened to be on TNT, TBS or USA, or FX. Yeah, I'm I might as well watch. But now it's I have so many options. I'm not gonna watch this. But we got a lot of movies that way. Big Trouble in Little China was a randomly flipping through when we were kids.
Don't sleep on the channel, sir.
Don't sleep on Big China.
Yeah. I love Big Trouble in Little China.
We're going to listen to an episode on the way up.
But anyway, I'm excited for that movie.
Yeah, he's rave.
Yeah, they said a couple people said he's at the top of his game. Here's the thing. One, I don't think we know yet just how high he can fly. And two, it's almost like they listened to this show and then stole quotes and then used them as their own. We've been saying this for years, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. We've been saying it for years. If you think that we don't know Nic Cage is at the top of his game at any given moment, you're an idiot. They're behind the curve.
This is three highly reviewed things in a row. Mandy.
More.
The talent, the enormous weight of massive talent, whatever the one where he played himself.
Joe, before Mandy.
Okay.
Mandy. These were a couple years old. These were older.
Yeah.
Massive talent. Renfield. this movie coming up, Dream Scenario.
I heard Renfield
Sympathy for the Devil.
I heard Renfield was not. I didn't see Renfield. I heard it wasn't great.
Who do you hear from?
Like I just saw the critics. Like it wasn't.
When have you? I think we had a conversation.
But what I'm saying is,
I wasn't the critics.
In terms of like actual critical acclaim, the other ones have actually
Nick Cage's
received
performance.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see any of that about dogging on his performance.
Oh no. Listen, in terms of the movies he's been in recently, those three have been singled out for critical acclaim. Mandy, Massive Talent, and now the Dream Scenario. So particularly, they've been said these are the other ones might have had top tier Cage performances. These ones were like mainstream media was like that's how good they were because the mainstream loves to hate on him.
Mandy was an independent film; it got no publicity.
The mainstream likes to hate on him, but these guys, I think Mandy got like a 90% rating.
Yeah, but nobody knew about it.
Pig was another one. Pig got I haven't seen Pig yet.
Sympathy for the Devil with Joel Kinnaman. I haven't seen that one yet. Where he's a bad guy and he kidnaps Joel Kinnaman.
Which one is Joel Kinnaman?
He's the non-superhero in Suicide Squad, and John Cena kills him.
Yeah. He was in that show, that murder show on AMC that Mom and Dad watched. I can't remember what it was called. It was like the one.
Yeah.
It was the first show where they did. It was like a mini series, and the whole show was one murder for like 8 episodes.
What murder?
I'm gonna
turn this light on. But
yeah. Can you grab me? No, never mind. You're not calling that.
No, I'm not getting you refreshments. We're almost done here.
Yeah, I'm so warm.
It gets toasty when you're in the.
You're
talking about Cage and Gavadils.
Oh, Gavadil broccoli.
Yeah, Pig, Mandy, Joe, Talent, Renfield. I'm counting it because it was popular. I haven't seen the Sympathy for the Devil, Dream Scenario, cameo in The Flash. The only reason why a lot of people went to go see that stupid movie was because they heard about the secret cameo of Nic Cage Superman. He's in a video game. He has a character. Nic Cage is in the video game. It's like his likeness. It's not him playing a character.
Right.
He's in it. Can't be topped.
So I would, and this is if you would like, we can finish. This is my last. It really is like he's a very talented actor who likes to pick good projects, but really that 10 years he had of those disaster movies was because he was broke and needed the money. Because the minute he got balanced, like financially, all of his movies have been. They might not be the biggest box office things ever, but they're like all critically acclaimed, very in-depth roles. So it seems like he just had like, I got to do a bunch of nonsense movies to make some money.
All you had to do was just be loyal to the great one. Everyone dogged on him like, oh, he stinks, and they couldn't see the forest through the trees, that it wasn't him who stinks.
They couldn't see the firebird through the trees.
Yeah, they couldn't see the cage through the bees. And we've been saying it, and you know this. I've been saying it to to deaf ears, almost completely deaf ears, for all this time that those movies might have stunk. But he's great. I'm telling you, he's great.
A kid not a kid. I mean, he's whatever. He's in his late 20s at work. He's in our creative department, and a really nice kid. But he's like kind of like a very shy nerd. But he's incredibly talented, and he's one of those people that does very elaborate Halloween costumes, like face paint that's perfect. And he showed up this year, and I'm like, dude, are you like Nic Cage from The Wicker Man with like the bees? No, he was from some like Netflix show, like The Magician or something. But it looked like the bee. It looked like he had the bees.
The bee mask on?
Yeah, it looked like he had the bee mask on. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, dude, you would have been so cool.
Yeah,
next year,
I'm not.
Next year, I might be. Then I beat him up.
Yeah.
Next year, I might do the bees.
Could do the bees. What else could we do? I'm gonna pick another Cage. Maybe I'll do.
You should do Firebirds.
Maybe I'll do Castor Troy.
You gotta
grow my hair out.
Is he ever? Can you?
He had a receding hairline. I think it would be. I think I would grow perfectly. perfect caster.
Johnny, if I saw you with hair, I would freak out at this point. It's been so long.
Why? I'll show you after this. I'll show you my my Eagle ID and my Scene Hall Prep.
No, I know. I remember what it looks like, but I haven't seen it in person. It would be jarring. It'd be jar-heading.
Jar-heading. Yeah.
So good. We'll go. We should go see it, and then we'll do an episode of we'll just do a whole in-depth
review.
Yeah, we'll take notes.
I don't know, it's all up here, baby. Anyway, we're in the junction. It happened a while ago. Spin the logo up. What were we talking about? Fast food restaurants?
Just it doesn't have to be. They don't even have to be chains, but restaurants from our youth.
What were we talking about earlier?
Restaurant, we were talking about chili. I was talking a lot about chicken fingers.
No, I'll be driving from the airport.
Oh, I was talking about the burger from Terminator 2.
The Terminator 2 burger. Yeah, Mad Anthony Wayne's was this little hut. Not a hut. It
actually was reminiscent of a Pizza Hut in outside, the outside.
Yeah, it was a red roofed building. Most of it was roof.
Yeah.
But it was like a small place. Maybe it had 10 tables in it. It was almost like a glorified shed with windows and stuff.
Yeah.
It was very small. And it was like charbroiled Berg Daddies. I don't even know if they made hot dogs.
They had hot. Yeah,
they did have hot dogs? I don't remember. I just had the Bergs.
And they had, I think they were crinkle fries.
Yeah. And it was no nonsense. It was literally on an off-ramp of Route 46. Terrible location, probably the reason why they're out of business. And it was completely, it's like, what do you want? I want a burger and a dog. Okay. And they go and they char it up and they slap it on.
This is what charring it up looks like?
Yeah. Put on the pan and then they...
There's no pan, it's on the grill.
They flip it on with the spatula, I have to say.
The
and then they press it down to get those good chars. And then they put it on a bun from a bag that just says...
Bun, the Bun Company.
Yeah, from Buns. Which is... also part of the Ragu Club franchise.
They're really branching out.
Air fan,
yeah, they're branching out.
Yeah, if you want to go to Buns, you get yourself a nice semolina.
That's her name.
She's going to be on stage.
I remember one time you guys, Grandpa Libretti was here, and you guys were doing something. Maybe you had baseball practice or something. It was something like on a Saturday morning into the afternoon.
I remember one time I had All-Stars, and I went with Johnny Cal and his with the team.
That must have been a
Tremendous.
whole thing.
Yeah.
But you guys went, and then you got back, and I guess I was hanging out with Grandma because that's what I did.
She could feed you.
That was my whole deal. That was my
whole
for 14 years of my life. My whole thing was just hanging out with Grandma.
Yeah.
But when you guys got back, I remember getting really jealous because Grandpa was like, "Hey Nick, guess where we went? Mad Anthony," and I'm like, "Ah!" I got so angry. I remember I had a miniature because he was a Revolutionary War hero, Mad Anthony Wayne, and they had a mini cannon
outside. Yeah.
I guess I go out there and
the cannon might be out there still.
No, because they turned it into I don't know how, but they turned it into
a Lexus or an Infiniti
dealership.
But it's not there anymore either.
Yeah,
I think it's nothing.
That I always liked, and my these were my favorite. Listen, most of my favorite memories of my entire life revolve around food and being at home, except for Italy, because that was food at my home away.
That was food, though.
That was food in the homeland,
right?
But it's always food in home. Just has a good memory. But on a Saturday night, first of all, we got videos going. Yeah. I have to say the fact that, and I don't know if there was some backroom discussion or if you guys just pitied me. The fact that I don't remember anyone else picking a video ever in the history of us renting videos.
It was Mom because she babied you.
But did you guys ever fight about Mom, I want to rent this instead?
We probably bitched about it a little bit.
Anyway, I rolled with an iron fist.
No, you didn't.
I rolled video track too with an iron fist.
With open tear ducts.
But we had the videos ready. Mom would take me to video track, later Hollywood Video, much later Blockbuster. And then Dad would go to the Montville Deli.
Yeah, get the sloppy joes, the triple decker sloppy.
The burgers there were really good. The burgers were really good, and I remember it would take him so long.
The Montville Deli, by the way, is in the same strip mall as video track was.
I know. Johnny, it was a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
It was an ultimate time.
I could ride my bikes there. Like the Killer Peepees used to drive by them on field.
I when I was doing my training runs, I ran by it because I would just take down Vale, and then I would run through the back of it and then on the Change Bridge. The Montville Diner.
Any diner is my jam. I liked Cubby's.
Cubby's was good, but that was special. That was a special time.
Yeah, Cubby's was by where our father used to work. It was like barbecue ribs and stuff.
Is it still there?
Yeah. I remember distinctly, so to go to the bathroom, do you remember the sign they had at Cubby's that was hanging down for the bathroom for the men's room?
Yeah.
What
I think. I don't know.
It wasn't a flat
It wasn't
sign.
the pig.
It was an arm, like a wood arm, like a pointing finger, like this way for the men's room. And it was cut off at the forearm. And it had like a suit jacket on and cuffs and stuff. And it just so happened there was a picture. I don't know who it was. It was a famous person, but I didn't know who they were when I was a kid. It was a black and white picture that was on the wall right below that sign. And he had one hand. It was wintertime, I guess this picture was taken, and he had one hand in his pea coat. In his
so you thought it was his arm?
And Grandpa and Dad told me that the sign, that was his arm. And that's why they put the guy's picture there to memorialize that we got his arm.
We got his arm to tell you where to take a big barbecue dump. Yeah. I don't know if you could you might have to delete this part, but I'm going to tell you anyway. When I worked for Dad in Bergen County, so I was in my this is like right after college, so I was 22. It had to have been, because I wasn't living with Pete yet. But I was on dating apps, and then I was working in Hackensack. And one time I met up with a girl who also lived in the Hackensack area. We went for a drink at an Applebee's or something. But we met at Cubby. That's where we exchanged cars to go get the drink. Yeah. And then we came back there, and it was still light out. It was 6:15, and I got a little Billy Joel in the Cubby's parking lot.
Piano man?
I got a little, that's what my buddy's dad calls.
I got
a little Billy Joel.
Did you get any ribs after?
I mean, no.
Well,
I was satisfied already.
Maybe you're still hungry, worked up an appetite.
I didn't do much.
I never do.
Yeah. I never do.
I'm still hungry.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird memory of Cubby. So you have we used to go there as kids and have ribs and garlic bread, and I'm like,
and the one-armed man.
Yeah. Fuddruckers was also, that was a big time when we would go to Fuddruckers.
Yeah, you had a birthday party there once.
I did. There were a few people who used to have birthday parties there.
Yeah, but Fuddruckers was a place that had
it used to be the whole building.
A play place, arcade. They had the Simpsons game.
Yeah.
And that was fun. I mean, they still make good burgers and stuff now and shakes and stuff. There's a Fuddruckers here.
Are we going?
It's one of those things, I think maybe I was talking to the Creature about it. Somebody I was talking to where it was no matter where I go, if I'm not familiar, if there's a Fuddruckers, I know I'm going to get a decent Burg Daddy.
They might have the best honey mustard in the world. At least the one in Parsippany does. I don't know if if all the chains have it, but the honey mustard at Fuddruckers is unreal. And they were doing craft burgers before craft burgers were a thing. Because their burgers were always big. They were on the big brioche buns.
Like ostrich burgers or elk burgers or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, they used to also, remember how big their hot dogs were?
Yeah.
And they were on big buns. It was almost like they were on a Texas toast almost.
Yeah. No, they did it right. They still do.
They still do.
I don't know if they have hot dogs or not.
That guy still works there. Do you know that little guy?
The manager?
Yeah. But he's ill proportioned.
Yeah, he's strange.
Yeah, he's not like a little person, but he's he was almost a little person, but then God stopped.
He's like a homunculus, like a mini version of a person, but not small enough.
But not to be a little person.
Yeah, dwarf.
Yeah. But even their chicken salads were good.
They got good food. They still do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other places. I liked Charlie Brown's back in the day.
Once Mom got her hand club card.
The handshake club?
Yeah, she made all the waiters shake her hand. They had a good salad bar. You know where else had the best salad bar? We were just talking about it a couple weeks ago because we were going to try to go there.
Snuffy's?
Snuffy's
Pantages Renaissance.
What was it called?
Snuffy's Pantages Renaissance.
Mr. McCorium's Renaissance.
Yeah, that place. That was more of like.
What was it? Was it a catering hall?
It was a venue and a restaurant.
Did we ever go to just the restaurant?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Somebody's birthday we went. Maybe Grandpa's birthday one year.
Did we go there for a Mother's Day brunch once?
It might have been that too. Yeah, we've gone for other things besides big events that we.
Besides Pantages.
Yeah, besides doing Pantageously.
Besides doing a Pantagium.
Yeah, but Snuffy's is.
Oh, I can't attend tonight. I'm attending the Pantagium.
Yeah.
Where's that? Snuffy's?
Snuffy's.
Was it Scotch Plains or Westfield?
Yeah, around that one of those towns.
Yeah.
Big Al Scalingi used to take. I went with him a couple times to this place called the White Diamond.
Burgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like White Manna.
It's like White Castle
and White Manna.
I don't know White Manna.
They're all the same. Like White Manna and White Diamond were like the precursors to White Castle. They're like the famous.
This is one off.
Yeah, so I think
it was like in a train car kind of style.
That's exactly that's exactly like White Manna was. They were all like there was a few initial ones that were kind of similar, and then somebody took those ideas and made White Castle and made it a whole thing.
Yeah,
but it was a similar burgers. It was the small burgers, right?
Yeah, the homemade, like the made fresh mini, real good.
How many could Grandpa put away?
He did some work.
He did,
especially after a long day at the factory.
Where else did they used to take us?
A lot of places. I'm trying to think where else.
Just those grandparents.
Yeah. We went to the diner a couple times. Not Ruby Tuesdays.
No, come on,
Fridays?
Dude. We would get, this was our main thing we would get with them. We would usually take it back to the house.
Oh, the Fish and Chippery.
The Fish and Chippery.
Yeah, what was the place called? I think it was called just the Chippery.
I think it was called the Chippery, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and
that was like a shed in the middle of
the bag would be soaked with grease. And I liked it because the chips were chip-shaped.
Yeah.
Well, like
they were potatoes shaped like potato chips.
Yes, they were. It was a French fry shaped like potato chip.
They were circle.
Well, because I think I don't know if they did that just for the fun of it, whatever. But in England, they just call potato chips are just called French fries are just called chips.
Yeah.
But when you get fish and chips there, I'm pretty sure they're just normal French fries.
They're fries. Yeah.
So, but over here they're like, let's make them look like chips. But and they had a great ratio.
Batter to fish.
Because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You got too much fish in there.
If you got too much of one or the other.
I would prefer.
I know you would not be opposed to taking a bite of only batter. But
our newest website, Only Batter.
Yeah.
It's just me eating different batters.
Yeah, and just an apron with no clothes underneath. It's your only fans and just only
donate to see me eat this pancake batter.
Yeah.
The Fish and Chippery was really good. And then there was it's weird, these places that, as a kid, they seemed so far away because I was always so hungry. So like when we would drive to them, it seemed like eons.
It's like traveling the desert.
Yeah, we're going across the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
But the Chinese buffet, that now I drive the building. I drive by every day on my way to work. It's right on Route 10. It's down the street from my office. It was in that hotel. Like there was the Chinese buffet on Route 10. It closed and then became it was called like the American Diner after that, and then it's
near Fuddruckers.
No, on Route 10.
Oh, Route 10. I don't remember that.
Yeah, we used to go there, and Mom.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, now. But we would go from Mottville. We had to have gone from Mottville, maybe Parsippany. Maybe when we were living in Parsippany, I'll have to ask Mom. But we would drive, and I remember taking 287, and she's like, we're gonna go to the Chinese buffet, and I'm like, but Mom, it's so far. It couldn't have been 9 minutes. So thinking now,
it might have been single-digit minutes.
Thinking now, I'm like, this had to have been a 9-minute drive.
Yeah.
Or when I remember when we were younger and we would have living in Mottville, and we had to go back to Rockaway for something. It seemed like such a it's all the way in Rockaway. I do that now. Like, I made a wrong turn the other day and I ended up in Rockaway. I'm like, let me just turn around really quick and come back. Like it was so easy to just come back.
That's because you
are fat.
Because you're in control of the food situation. Like if you needed to stop en route to someplace for sustenance, you could. Back when Mom was driving us, the destination had the food
Well,
and we didn't get there. So
I think time for children it's much longer. Like when we used to go to Wildwood, it was a 3-hour drive. That was eons.
Well, that
eons.
took 4 hours because they took forever.
Yeah, but like I just took a 3-hour flight today, and it didn't seem anywhere near as long as those drives as a kid.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. I don't know why.
Time moves fast as you get older, Johnny. You only have a little bit left.
That's not why, but I know what you're saying. It feels like it moves fast.
Nope, it does.
I checked the clock. Daylight savings is a myth.
Michelle Obama is a man.
Big Mike. Poor Big Mike.
Where are we going today?
We'll have to hit up Creature and see.
You don't make any plan? Like you're just gonna make like a last minute plan?
We don't need to. What plans?
Yeah, I guess he doesn't have anything going on.
I know he's doing something in the afternoon. It depends on if he's done already or not. Then we'll just.
What time is it? It's got to be 5 something.
5:40 Central Time.
It's getting close to that time.
So.
Don't forget, I'm still on East Coast food time.
Yeah. So I'll hit him up after this, and we'll figure out a place to go. Probably like Lupe Tortilla.
Can we stop and get a drive-by Raising Cane's? No. Come on, quick appetizer. But tomorrow you promised me tomorrow we can go to Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's, yeah.
Should we leave a little bit earlier and go on the way, or should we go on the way back?
I can go on the way back.
All right. Well, I want to spend some time in there. That's the thing. I mean, I know it's going to end up being the same time for the dog anyway, but I want to I'm not just going in there to grab a quick thing. I want to look around.
Yeah, we'll go on the way back because the one up by Austin I think is bigger than the one here.
Okay.
So check that out.
All right. Cool.
Get some. I don't know.
I want to get I want to get something for the kids. I want to get some apparel. I would love a Buc-ee's hoodie. And then I have that list of snacks. I'm not fat.
One of them, I forgot what they call it. Buc-ee's Nuggets or something?
Yeah.
That's
beaver nuggets.
That's corn pops.
Yeah.
We're not getting those.
We're getting them.
No.
I can literally buy them. I also heard that it's not as...
I know, buddy.
I heard it's not as cheap as you think. It's not expensive, but it's not as cheap as you think it is.
No, because it's not.
Because it's not trash stuff. It's
right.
Quality stuff.
Stop it, dude. It's like the Trader Joe's of
gas
stations, but it's better. I shouldn't say that. Trader Joe's is overrated.
Yeah,
it's garbage.
Except for the
dark chocolate
peanut butter cups.
Peanut butter cups that they have. That's all they got going for them.
Yeah.
So, we'll probably. That's one thing about here is there's a lot of one-off spots that I can easily see myself becoming a regular at, but I'm trying not to so I can explore other spots.
Right.
But it's tough to not be a regular at some of these. There's a Harry's Diner down by the Creature.
But is it how is it? How does it rate as a diner?
Pretty good.
Run
by Greeks.
Okay, I mean you're halfway there.
Yeah, no, it's always got a line too. Top tier. So
let's check it out.
I gotta find a spot that is the spot though I go to. Right now Lupe is pretty solid for us. Decent margs. Tacos and Go-Go also has decent margs.
Sounds good.
Alcoholic. Pretty booze heavy.
But if I have one drink, I'm falling asleep tonight.
I'm sure. Yeah. So we'll figure it out. But we could get out of here. I just figured we record again, have a good time, shoot the shit while you're down here, and then we're
gonna record again.
Do probably on the way up, maybe, maybe not. I mean, it's Thanksgiving week. By the time people are listening to this, it could be past Thanksgiving. So I don't know if we want to do a Thanksgiving road episode. If it's for next week or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Mull it over. But before we go, real quick, the big three. The 3 pillars to staying strong and being a better, happier, kinder, healthier, more genuine human being and spreading that goodness throughout the land. Number 1, exercise every day. Whether it's physical, mental, or emotional exercise, do one thing every day to get yourself fitter and healthier physically, mentally, emotionally. Whether it's a workout, doing jumping jacks, going for a walk, reading a book, meditating, praying, whatever it is, do one thing every day to exercise and work on your health physically, mentally, emotionally. Number 2, don't be a shitty person, be a kind person. When the opportunity arises, for you to respond to somebody in a shitty way or a negative way, or really take that jab and be hurtful even if you think they deserve it. Detach from your emotions in that situation. Separate yourself from them. Take that step back, that LPDS step back, and just omit yourself from the situation altogether, because by doing so, you're minimizing the negativity and shit going on in the world, and you're giving yourself the space to go focus on more positive, productive things. So go do that. Number 3, the most important one, be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good you have in your lives. Instead of bitching about what you don't have and taking what you have for granted, think about at least one thing every day that's good in your lives, and think about what your life would be like without it and how shitty your life would be without it. And that will put you in that state of gratitude, and that'll get your mindset in a more positive light. And if you do that more and more each day, you'll have better thoughts, and you'll be living in gratitude more and more each day and throughout your lives. And you do all those 3 things, you combine them all together, you do them once a day at least, and work towards improvement, you'll be better, happier, kinder, healthier, more genuine human being. Thank you guys for tuning in. Styxx, thanks for coming on. Happy Thanksgiving for everybody who's listening to this, this week. Excuse me. If it was past the holiday and you're listening to this, I hope you guys had a good holiday, whether with family or with friends, or however you want to celebrate it, to have a good, positive, relaxing experience. I hope you were able to do that. Thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends and enemies. I always appreciate any sort of interaction whatsoever. Hit the hotline, 202-670-1114. That's 202-670-1114. Call it up, prank call it, troll me, ask questions, whatever you want to do, call it up. It's a good time. Give that phone number out to companies who are going to spam you. I'll play those messages on there. I don't care. Do it, though. That's all I got. Thank you guys again. Love you all. Stay strong.